some people might notice in the last video I brought a cat up onto my lap, and something to know about me is that I'm a complete and total cat person. I mean, I like dogs and all sorts of other animals, except birds. Birds are the devil. Well, large birds are the devil. If the bird is bigger than my hand, and it's not a songbird, it's not okay. But anyway. But yeah, typically, growing up, like in my parents' house, we had a minimum of 3 or 4 cats throughout my life. And at least most of the time, half of them were strays that, one of us brought home. So all my family were bleeding hearts, and I'm one of them. So last February, I took a big step, and I started becoming my mother, and I went to the gas station with full intent of cleaning out my car, and instead came home with a cat. Now this was, midwinter is when we collect cats from outside, I'd say. But yeah, I had found this cat when I went to the gas station to clean up my car after taking boxes to my storage locker and everything. I had, I had quarters for the vacuum, and I'm like, I'll clean my car. It's awful. So I did. Well, I didn't. I meant to, but I didn't. So I started this process, and then I just heard the most pitiful noise come from around back of the gas station. And I stop, and I go and I look around, and on the ground there's just this tiny, like, orange tabby kitten just sitting there, like, crying at me. And I'm like, oh. And they're like pawing at the ground and like kind of like leaning towards you, like I want attention. But when you actually go towards the cat, then they go, oh no, I actually decided that I'm really scared of you, and run away. And she did that. By the time I didn't know it was a she. But yeah. So, it's February in Iowa. It's like getting to be -20 at night sometimes with the wind chill and whatnot. And from what I can see behind this gas station is she's just kind of hiding underneath this little shed thing on concrete. So I'm just like, oh no, you're coming with me. I mean, at that point I hadn't intended to keep her. I had over years had I knew people who worked at animal shelters. I had volunteered and whatnot. So like maybe they can do something, or I can find someone who also wants a cat, because this isn't okay. So I spent the better part of 45 minutes trying to get a hold of this cat, who's just like, who wants attention but doesn't, and is scared. But at the same time, just like, but it's a kitten. If I can grab it by the scruff of their neck, I can overpower this cat. And I had gone inside. So that's why they keep cat food at gas stations. I have surmised. They keep cat food at gas stations for the stray cats. Because who goes to a gas station to buy cat food for the cat they own? But yeah. And apparently this cat had been around for 2 or so weeks now. And the gas station lady is just like, yeah, sometimes I get a food, once a shift someone buys a can and they set it out there, and they look at it, and she comes and they eat it, but they don't stick around, and we can't get a hold of them. We tried. And I'm like, challenge accepted. So for the better part of the 45 minutes to an hour after that, I got hold of the cat and I just threw it in one of the cardboard boxes. One of my sweatshirts in there. And then I had to go pick up my roommate Sarah from work, and I go into her work, and then I'm like, Sarah, I did a thing. And then all my roommates are just like, what? And I'm like, well, I kind of brought a cat. I found a cat. Can I keep it? And they're like, I don't care. It'd be your cat. And so, I got her home, and I put her in one of the carriers. At this point, she doesn't want really anything to do with me. But, and then I got, home, and I got an appointment for the vet, kept her away from our other cats. Because we already had 2 cats at the moment. Fluffy, orange, old man named Crookshanks. And then another cat, another sleek, long-haired gray one whose name was Dexstar. Not Dexter, but Dexstar, like the Red Lantern. He was Jeremy and Sarah's cat, and they're comic book people. So we all had, they had fictional cats, and I'm like, I want a fictional cat too. And so, Catbus, like Catbus from My Neighbor Totoro, Catbus. I mean, she doesn't have 6 legs. And also, that Catbus is a male. But it fits. She's right over there. Just so you know. But yeah, and as soon as she, figured out that, oh, you're gonna feed me on a regular basis. Oh, it's warm in here. I think I kind of like you people. You people are okay. But yeah, later I took her to the vet, got her all checked out and whatnot. And other than, having worms, which is, completely, predictable for a stray, but, we got some medication for that and whatnot. But other than being lousy with worms, there was nothing wrong with her. So someone just dropped off, kicked out a small, perfectly healthy, adorable kitten out onto the street in the middle of winter. Because she was big enough where, she was not, you could tell she had not been born a stray. She had been, an inside cat that didn't know how to be outside. So she was malnourished at the time. And then with the worms and everything. But she didn't, because, I'd half expected, like, oh, she might have, cat AIDS or like feline leukemia that a lot of people don't know what to do with. And because back in my parents' home, we had a cat. She's still alive and healthy with feline leukemia, which kind of works like human AIDS. They're very similar, but I can't get it from the cat thing. But yeah, one of the shelters that I volunteered at, Witty Kitties, they do special needs cats. They're a special needs cat shelter for cats with special needs, and they try to have people adopt these special needs cats because they need people too, and they're really sweet, except when they're not, which happens. But normal cats can be very unpleasant. But yeah, no, she was perfectly healthy, so I'm just like, you're my cat now. And so Catbus became my cat. Oh, actually there is something wrong. Not necessarily wrong with Catbus, but it doesn't hurt her or anything now, but I'm afraid it might in the future, is that her front legs are bowed. It wasn't very noticeable when she was still very small, but now she's grown up enough, and like in one of the last like a house that we all rented together, how she would take stairs is she wouldn't go up the stairs like a normal cat. She would like hop up the stairs on with her front legs. She has like kind of like bowed legs, like kind of almost like an American, like a bulldog, it looks like. So I guess, that's a deformity, but, that could be, malnourishment as a kitten and stuff like that. She's fine. So yeah, that's the origin story of Catbus. She'll probably be featured in stories to come. She'll probably maybe appear in videos. She's weird. She's interesting, and she's very weird even for a cat. Yeah, that's another entry to Memoirs of a Gretchen. Just remember, true story.